Hey, what's up everyone? John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be comparing the GRE prep courses from Magoosh and Princeton Review. That way you can see how these two companies stack up and hopefully decide which one might be the best fit for your particular situation. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Okay, welcome back. I should just mention up front here that since I'll just be touching on the major highlights in this video today, if you find you need more detail at any point about either courses, features, or study materials, you can always check out our full detailed written review over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight, Magoosh vs. Princeton Review GRE. It's a quick way to find it. All right, so a quick outline for how I'm gonna organize this video. First, I'm gonna cover pricing and the different course options. Then I'm gonna discuss the different features and categories in which I see each company winning over one another, before ending with the final verdict of which company wins overall and which course I would personally choose. So let's start with that pricing. In this category, there's a pretty clear winner, and that's Magoosh. They offer two different course formats. A self-paced course, which they call their premium option. This costs around $180. And then there's Magoosh's Live Plus premium option, which adds 16 hours of live instruction and costs around $480. Princeton Review, on the other hand, offers several different course options. There's a self-paced course that costs around $500, a GRE 10 points plus course that, as its name implies, guarantees you'll score at least 10 points higher. This costs around $900. Next is Princeton's Fundamentals course that includes 24 hours of live instruction and costs around $1,200. And finally, there's Princeton's GRE 162 plus course, which, as you can probably guess, guarantees you'll score at least 162 or better on both quant and verbal. This package costs around $2,400. So, stacking the two companies up side by side, Magoosh is clearly the more affordable option. You'll likely save anywhere from $300 to $1,000 plus by going with Magoosh. However, I should mention that both Magoosh and Princeton Review regularly offer sales and special promotions, so be sure to check the description below for coupon codes. I'll drop any current discounts and deals that I can find down there for you. I've seen these different course options discounted by 10 to 15% before, so make sure to check that out before purchasing. And by the way, if I could just say, we work really hard to produce honest and helpful reviews, all totally free. So if Magoosh or Princeton Review do end up being the right choice for you, we'd really appreciate it if you'd use those links listed down below in the description. That's how you can support our channel, and it allows us to keep creating these types of helpful comparison videos. All right, so with pricing out of the way, let's quickly cover how each GRE program generally works. And I'll just say this up front here. From a high level, the courses from both Magoosh and Princeton Review are actually pretty similar in terms of both features and study materials. Both companies offer video lessons, live online classes, a guided study plan, practice problems, practice tests, and a bunch more. Basically, from a high level, the courses look almost identical. However, when you really dig in, there are some subtle differences, and I think those are probably best explained by looking at where each company wins over one another. So let's start with Princeton Review. And the first advantage in their favor has to be the sheer quantity of resources that they provide in comparison to Magoosh. They win in almost every single category. So starting with practice problems, Princeton offers over 3,500, whereas Magoosh only offers around 1,600. With practice tests, Princeton offers 8, while Magoosh offers 3. Live class time, Princeton offers anywhere from 24 to 45 hours, whereas Magoosh offers just 16 hours. And the list goes on, you get it. So bottom line, if you're looking to absolutely immerse yourself in GRE prep over the next few months and you want a ton of study materials and content to keep yourself busy, then Princeton Review is the answer. Okay, so next advantage for Princeton Review are their video lessons. Not only does Princeton provide more video content than Magoosh in terms of overall hours, but the quality of Princeton's video lessons is also better in my opinion. Magoosh's video lessons are just a little plain Jane. They're basically just a PowerPoint-style slideshow where the instructor does not appear on screen and instead just provides a voiceover as they work through problems in the lesson. Princeton's video lessons, on the other hand, are much more engaging and have much better production value. They take the form of a digital whiteboard where the instructor appears in the bottom corner of the screen. In my opinion, having the instructor on screen is a game changer. I just think it's helpful to actually see the instructor with your own eyes as they work through problems and demonstrate key points. It just feels a lot more interactive and personal. You can watch their body language, hand gestures, and facial expressions, which really helps with the learning process and material retention. All right, so next up, Princeton Review also has the advantage when it comes to prep books. For comparison purposes, Magoosh does not offer any hard copy prep books with their courses. Whereas with Princeton, if you go with either their Fundamentals or 162 Plus course, they include a set of comprehensive books, or manuals as Princeton Review calls them. These books contain testing strategies, drills, practice questions, and a lot more. So bottom line, if you're more of an old school type of learner and prefer hard copy books to take notes in the margins, dog your pages, and highlight key points, then Princeton Review is the more ideal prep option. Okay, so last advantage here in favor of Princeton Review, and that's their score guarantees. As I noted with a couple of their courses, Princeton Review actually promises that you'll improve your score by at least 10 points, or that you'll score 162 or higher on both the quant and verbal sections, depending on which prep package you choose. These types of guarantees are pretty rare in the GRE prep space. I mean, let's face it, a score of 162 or higher should be enough to get you accepted into some top-tier graduate programs, so that's a pretty big deal. For comparison purposes, Magoosh only offers a 5-point score increase guarantee. Now, with that said, there is some fine print that goes along with the Princeton score guarantee, so you'll definitely want to check that out prior to enrolling. For example, you'll have to meet Princeton's minimum starting score threshold to qualify. I'll link those details down below in the description if you want to check them out. But still, it's hard to argue with a 162 score promise. It's just a nice insurance policy for those of you targeting an elite score. Okay, so now that you have a good idea of the areas in which Princeton Review wins, let's turn the tables and talk about where Magoosh wins. And advantage number one in their favor is clearly pricing. Magoosh is just much cheaper than Princeton Review, and honestly, it's one of, if not the best values in GRE prep. But I already covered that earlier, so let's go ahead and move on to the second advantage. And that would be Magoosh's practice problem explanations. So when you're reviewing one of your practice sets or taking a full practice test, Magoosh provides both a text and video solution for every problem. This is something that Princeton Review simply doesn't offer. They only provide text explanations. But for visual learners, I think Magoosh's approach is a game changer. Text explanations tend to get boring and make it hard to focus, and substantively, they don't always do a great job of analyzing problems, especially math questions. But these Magoosh videos do a really good job of breaking down problems in an easily digestible way that help the material to sink in. So I gotta give Magoosh props here. And by the way, if you want to see some examples of each company's practice problem explanations, be sure to check out that full detailed written comparison I mentioned. I'll have it linked down below in the description for you. I have screenshots and examples over there so you can get a better feel for what to expect. Okay, so the next big advantage in favor of Magoosh are the extra resources that they offer students. My favorite of which is the 24/7 email support. So basically, if you ever get confused or stuck on a practice problem or you don't understand a specific concept or testing strategy, you can email one of Magoosh's remote GRE tutors and they'll respond with a detailed answer, usually within a day or so. It's pretty great. It's just a nice security blanket in case you ever get hung up as you're studying. And lastly, advantage number 4 is Magoosh's content access period. When you purchase one of their GRE courses, you get 6 months of access, whereas Princeton's courses come with just 120 days of access. So if you plan on taking the GRE multiple times, maybe you're a nervous test taker and you plan on treating your first try as sort of a trial run, or you're a working professional or busy mom or dad and you plan on studying over an extended period of time, Magoosh is gonna be the better option. All right, so time for my final verdict. But before I hit you with that, I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we actually give away a free prep course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter. Everyone out there is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description, but just know, it takes like 10 seconds to enter, and hey, you never know. You could win a totally free GRE prep course from Princeton Review or Magoosh. Okay, final verdict. Should you choose Princeton Review or Magoosh to help you prep for the GRE? Well, I think the answer to that question really depends on your budget, what type of learner you are, and your target score. If your budget is less than $500, it's an easy decision. Go with Magoosh. Like I said earlier, I think Magoosh is one of the best bang for your buck courses in all of GRE prep. It's just tough to beat their price point. Now, if money is not an issue, I think the decision boils down to how you learn best and your overall target score. If you're just looking for a self-paced program so you can get a decent score and get accepted into a local graduate program, then I'd say save the money and once again go with Magoosh. But if you're not the self-studier type and instead want top-notch live classes and a bunch of extras so you can score in the low to high 160s on both quant and verbal, then I think Princeton Review is the way to go. Their courses, while more expensive, are also much more robust in terms of features, content, and instruction. I just think Princeton's courses, especially their live class offerings, are going to give you the best shot of scoring high on the GRE. And that's all I got for you. I hope this video was helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below. That'd really be appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written comparison that I mentioned earlier in this video, hop on over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of great content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.